I want to start this video off by just saying how incredible an experience it was to go visit a factory like Hobbywing and see the internals of what we use every day. You know, I use these parts every single day, and to see how they're made, the R&D environment, and meet the people behind the entire company was just an incredible experience. Their hospitality was amazing, and the whole experience was just fantastic. We started off by going into a meeting room. We had a quick chat with Jack and Bob, some of the higher up executives in Hobbywing, and then they took us into some of their R&D sections. First section we saw was area where they keep a lot of the products that they work on. So here you can see a agriculture drone and some other drones in the background, as well as some RC cars and even a lawnmower there. They do have a wide spread of different things they do. Next, they took us into the area where they do some of their R&D work. They showed us some of their test equipment, and then moved us over to where they have their benches where some of the R&D techs were working on some new products and improving current products, which was just great to see how they take that so seriously, and how much infrastructure they have for making sure that their products work out when they get out in the field. As we pan around here to the other side of the room, you'll see a propeller test room they've got in the back. I'm not sure if it's clear in the actual video from the GoPro, but it was a really nicely designed area to allow them to look through and see through the glass what's going on in the test room, but also keep the workers safe. Since they have spinning props, of course, and motors in there, it's a great way to test their ESCs and motors while they're in the factory without having to go into some special area. It's right there in the research and development area, which I thought was a really efficient way to handle things, but also keep the working environment safe. Next, we were taken to the firmware development area and then taken off to the board stuffing room, where we were required to put little foot booties onto our shoes to keep everything clean. I'll show a clip of that here in a second. Really cool little machine, just kind of a testament to how they take their environment super seriously and keeping everything super clean and making sure they have high quality QC. We were shown a whole variety of different equipment they use for the assembly of their boards. Everything from the pick and place with the reels of components that was shown a couple of clips ago, as well as a solder mask machine, reflow machines, and even an x-ray machine you'll see here in a second that examines all the boards that come out of their reflow machine to make sure that there's no solder bridges or any other issues with them, so that they don't have to do hand QC on every board. Next, we were taken to the wiring harness room, where we saw large spools of wire taken into a machine which would add the contacts to them, and then farther down the line you'd see the actual connector bodies being put onto the wires that were earlier spliced by the machine. Really interesting to see just how many each machine has done, with some of them over 250,000. I think you can see that in one of these clips, just amazing to see how the production volume is aided by all their machinery, and that'll be shown even further later in the video. Next, we were taken to the area where some of the larger connectors are assembled, such as XT60s and Deans. In this area there was much less automation, although there was still automated soldering and crimping tools that were used to make sure that every connector was identical. Downstairs in the flashing area, we were shown these machines with the programming connector attached, so that dozens of devices could be laid down all at once, rather than each individual device having to be flashed by a worker. Finally, we were shown the QC area, where every part gets its last check before being packaged and put in the storage area before shipment. Before leaving, we went back in the meeting room shown at the beginning of the video and had a nice discussion with Jack and Bob about the future of Hobbywing as well as how they see the industry moving in the future. We had a nice lunch at a nearby hotel and continued the discussion about how the RC hobby is going to move forward in the future from their perspective as well as ours. I was really appreciative that Jack and Bob allowed us to take video while we were there, and sharing it with you is my pleasure. Hope to see you out flying soon. Hopefully you've enjoyed this tour summary, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out.